This is Alan Stewart at the finish line in Key Largo of the 2018 Everglades Challenge. There's the beach we finished at. There's some boats that came in this morning. And I'm here with our boat, Dawn Patrol. And she's recently refinished and we're putting her up for sale. And I'm going to do sort of a walk around and show the boat. She's now painted royal blue and she's got brand new sails that we just used this year for the first time. 100-watt solar panel. Got a bowsprit and a top-down furling asymmetrical spinnaker, which we used a lot this year. She is a Corsound 20 built in 2008 for the 2008 Everglades Challenge. This was her 6th Everglades Challenge run. Me and my dad ran it this year, and we came in 3rd place overall and beat our 2013 race time of 2 days and 2 minutes by 5 minutes. So we came in 1 day, 23 hours and 57, which is a personal best. And the boat just ran perfectly. So I'm gonna go down below and kind of show you all the stuff. So hold on a second. Okay, here we are in the cockpit. One modification is that we have 4 cockpit hatches, one in the stern and one just behind the mizzen fort. The hatches are about 8 inches deep, and we like to use plastic boxes. Let's see if I can probably show this one a little better. The sun is really bright right now, but here's an example of a box that we use for storage. We put it in the box and they slide in. About 4 to 6 of those boxes fit in here, and we label them. We've got 10-foot 6-inch, I believe, Shaw & Tenney oars that fit underneath the side decks. They plug into a hole at the bow and they fit in the stern. We've also added a stern hatch that holds fenders and dock lines and things. Hopefully that's not too washed out in the video. Tiller clutch on the tiller locks the rudder off. 2-to-1 mizzen sheet. Comes down to a set of lateral cleats. And the main sheet, this year we changed it out. It comes down to a rotating cam cleat on either side. The spinnaker sheet on both sides of the boat comes down to a block and into a cleat on the side deck. That's how you cleat off the spinnaker. These are the Oar Lock Sockets. And it's got a rowing bench here. And these bridge deck pieces are pivoting with a latch underneath. You pull a pin and they latch into these holes here, so you can make the bridge deck full the way across. And we sit on that when we're rowing. And another modification we did to the boat is the centerboard trunk has a Lexan cover over it, and we've eliminated the horn and added a lead tip to the bottom of the centerboard. So the centerboard is lead ballasted, and so the only control is an uphaul line, which is right here. If you can see that, this is the purchase for the uphaul. It's a 10-to-1. It's really easy to lift. Here's our spot tracker still on the mast from the race. And I'm gonna go into the cabin. Here's the cabin door. Solar panel and hand grips on the deck. The door right now is just a cloth door with some little grips on the side that keep the door up. And you step into the cabin. I've got a little fan running up in the bow. Turn that off for a second. We've just added a port in the forward bulkhead, so you could put a windsock up in there, and then obviously put a cover over it when we're running. But you can also got a little 12-volt fan there that can blow air into the cabin. So the cabin is about 7 feet long, and here's the entryway Centreboard trunk. There's a footwell that's about 3 feet. And you can see I'm sitting here with my back against the side. I don't know if you can see that. And I'll just show you some of the hatches. This forward hatch, usually we keep the mizzen staysail in there. I'll dig some of this out so you can get a sense of how big it is. This is a sleeping bag here. This is some foul weather pants. And here's the mizzen staysail. It's got a mizzen staysail, which we did not use on this race. Here's a shot inside that hatch. There's the forward bulkhead. The hatch is about, I don't know, maybe 18 inches deep, and it goes to a bulkhead there. That gives you an idea. Originally, when we built the boat, we built these little wooden pin latches that were designed to keep the hatches shut. Those tended to swell up, and it's been our plan to just remove them and put a piano hinge across the side of the hatch. This is the middle hatch, and right now it's got a bunch of charts in it. This one is a very deep hatch, and this one has a bunch of sleeping gear. And I'm taking that off to show you what we got down in here. Is our camp pillow. When we run it on the EC, we typically have an inflatable mattress set up with a pillow. This is our toilet seat on the boat. This fits right here. I'll show you from behind. There's the toilet seat. It fits in the forward part of the footwell, and this lifts up, and you set the netting up there, and you can use a wag bag while you're in the cabin. It works really good, and it stores in this hatch. Oops, sorry about that. And we've got a box of wag bags. I'm not going to do any editing on this video, so hopefully that doesn't mess with anybody's eardrums. Okay, so that's the center hatch. Then if we pan over to here, we've got another big hatch. This one is alongside the centerboard trunk. This is where we have our 12-volt battery. I believe it's a 50 amp sealed lead acid, and the battery charger lives right next to it, so when you need to plug in, you just run an extension cord to the boat. And we've got a bunch of boxes up in here. This hatch goes all the way, I don't know if you can see that, to this cabin door bulkhead, and so it goes back in there a fair ways. You can fit a lot of stuff in there. You know, all this stuff disappears, and you can put more junk in there. So that's the starboard side hatch. Bear with me here. And now panning across, there's the trunk. The trunk is offset slightly to starboard. So the starboard bunk is slightly larger than the port bunk. This is the port bunk. This is where I've been sitting up until this point. And there's a smaller hatch on this side. And we usually keep batteries and the spare GPSs and things in there. We've also got opening Bexon ports. I think they're 5x10 with a bug screen. And up top we've got some bungee lines that run around. You know, we can hang a buff or a croquis or a spare headlamp up in here. I've got plenty of headroom. I'll try to show you the headroom here. There's the headroom. Well, enough headroom anyway. Two of us can sleep in here. It's 7 feet long, so there's plenty of room for sleeping. This little tube here, that's the handle of the oar actually fits up in there, and so the oars were slightly too long for the cabin, so we added those. Little epoxy drip there. Some deck beams up underneath the side deck. Those run forward. This is our filler piece. This is just a big flat piece of plywood, and if I lift my legs up out of the way, you can see if it'll cooperate. It fits into that hole, and now you have a big space to lay out. I'll try to get some You know, I can't really get a good angle in here, but there's plenty of room. There's plenty of room to totally spread out and lay all the way down here. I'll try to lay down and get a video. Okay, I've got about 8 inches at the bottom of my feet, and now I'm laying down, and you can kind of see, I don't know if you can see that, there's me laying down, and I've got plenty of room. Hopefully that comes out. And over here on the charging station, the battery is running up into here. We've got a mains on and off. We've got a Raymarine tiller pilot set up in the cabin right now. That won't come with the boat, but it might. And that is running to a set of lines that run to the stern of the boat, and you can turn this on or off with the tiller clutch engaged, and that lets you use the auto helm. We've got a 12-volt USB port. This is the solar charge controller. You can see right now we're charging away. Battery's at 13.3. Some fuses there, and then we've got a night light in here that turns on a red LED, which is really handy in the cabin at night when you don't want to blind yourself but you can't see where your socks are. You can flip that on and not blind the guy trying to drive. And the line's just running here. The solar panel comes into the boat via this PVC pipe, and we've got these foam plugs. So the solar panel plugs can be unplugged right here, and this line can be pulled out, and that way we can put the solar panel in the cabin while you're trailering the boat, so it's not, you know, suffering the 70 miles an hour down the highway. So there's the inside. I will get out and we'll do the foredeck real quick. So here's another shot of the solar panel, and the lines come down into this hole here. There's another foam plug on that side. And we'll just go up the side deck here. We've got non-skid all over the side deck and a hand grip here to hold on to. And up in the front, this is the anchor locker. And if I reach down in there, you'll see the port that goes into the cabin. The main mast is on a tabernacle, of course. There's the tabernacle. And there's our bowsprit. The bowsprit just plugs in. And this red line here, that's our furling line that runs the spinnaker furler. And then on the foredeck here, we've got the standard downhaul halyard and snotter blocks. And then we've also got running back stays, which are these blocks here. I'll show you how that works. So back here from the cockpit, if I pull on this running backstay line here, I pull a 3-to-1 block back, and that engages the running backstay on the port side. And the red bungee there is just to help pull it out of the way when we're not using it. Hopefully you can see that. These little knocks here in the breakwater are for the oars. When we're not using the oars, we rotate them forward out of the way, and they knock into here, and it keeps them from falling off the bow. Works pretty good. And what else? That's about it. If anybody has questions, they can comment below. This is the spinnaker halyard, so you let this down, and that just drops the spinnaker down onto the deck. So here we are on Dawn Patrol. We'll wrap up this video, and thanks for watching.